Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. So, trying to get figured out YouTube. They kind of keep changing on me, and then I have to figure their changes out. But wanted to talk a little bit today about, I guess, people, their personalities, and what they're doing online for the good, the better, and the worst, because there's a little bit of all that out there. I talked on my podcast this morning about personality disorders, and collective consciousness, and how that's affecting all of us in the world. And picked out a couple people that seem to be doing for the better, and a few of the people that seem to be doing for the worse for the rest of us. And this is kind of a continuation of that. There's people, kind of notable people, actually, and that's the disturbing part of the whole thing. I'm going to give you a few different examples, but two in particular. One's a female, one's a male. And if they don't like the comments that you're addressing to them, they block you. I understand blocking's kind of for that, right? You know, if you're screwing things up or whatever. I'm going to move this phone up a little bit and see if it works any better. But if you're screwing things up or sending some maybe not so nice comments to people, then they're gonna, they have the option to block you. I get that. I don't have a problem with that. But if your comments, what's the word? Aggrandizement. If it's not what they want to hear, they're going to block you. So, in particular, there's one lady, sort of notable weather person on the eastern slope over here in Colorado, and I think she's got aspirations to become a Hollywood movie star or something of that sort. And when you address comments to her about things such as neuroscience and, the workings and bits and pieces of neuroscience, and if she doesn't like it, she blocks you. She doesn't want anything to do with you. She doesn't want your comments anymore. The people who are sending her comments about she's such a pretty girl and, doing such a great job, and sorry you got sick, and, getting sick is something she upregulated on her own. It's not something that just happened because she was walking around outside. But, if it isn't what is going to be for her advantage, she blocks you. Now, I have a list of people that I send things to that would be, substantive, just things that somebody might want to, read and go, oh, that's pretty interesting, and that could be helpful or useful or whatever it happens to be. And a lot of those people are celebrities, and nobody blocks, because their headset is not there. Their bandwidth is not there. They're not interested in narcissism. The world centers around me. They're fine with who they are. Well, when people start blocking, that has to do with they're not fine with who they are. Clearly, she's not fine with who she is, so she blocks people. If you're not going to send me a comment about how pretty I am and what an adorable, intelligent, blah, 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 I'm just going to block you. That's one example that has to do with collective consciousness. And what that does is that kills babies, that kills infants, that kills small children in the world that have no right to be killed. It upregulates disease into those kinds of people. Number two, there's a guy on the internet who over and over and over, all he knows is, this is the most incredible thing I'm going to tell you on how to make money within a minute, within 5 minutes, within a day, half a day, 1 week. It doesn't matter. Every time you turn him on, he's going to be making you immediate money. Well, we all kind of know that's not exactly true, right? And we play along with him, and he seems like a nice enough guy, and he goes and does some research on this, that, or the other thing, and then puts a spin to it to how he wants it to look. And sometimes what you do is leave a comment. Is that true? Are you sure? Where's that part you told me to look? I can't seem to find it. Just questions. They're comments. They're comments you would ask anybody if somebody came up to you and started telling you how you're going to be making $1 bazillion. I'm going to try this again. I don't know if it'll work. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. But anyway, I wonder if it's the glasses. Anyway, so he does that, and I comment back, rarely, if ever. And a lot of them are very positive. But if it's not the comment that he wants to hear, if it's not the response he wants, if it's not the accolades about him and all of his astronomical achievements in the world, which all we do is we get that stuff over and over and over every day. We get another interpretation of the same thing he said the day before that, the week before that, the month before that, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you say anything that he doesn't want to hear, he just blocks you. He just says, well, I don't want to hear this guy. He ain't helping me at all, so I'm going to block him. He came up with his partner, I don't know, a couple weeks back or something like that. He claims that he has a partner, and his partner's been helping him. Well, he ought to fire his partner because nobody had any favorable comments about his partner. His partner ought to just, go someplace else in some other state with somebody else that's doing something different, and he should, anyway. The kid, what he does is block you when he doesn't get the comments back that are supposed to be for his betterment and ability to make more money. See, if you look at it like that, you don't get the glare. So anyway, there's a lot of that business going on, even personal, between people. I was just listening to a comment a little bit ago before I got on that talked about, even people are doing it people to people, friend to friend, acquaintance to acquaintance. They block each other if it's not to their liking. Here's the other thing they do is they befriend. Oh, that's what it was. They talked about how people befriend one another. If it's not going to be a comment or an applause for them and what they just put down and put out on the internet. Just people to people, family to family, friend to friend. Unfriend them, block them. So it's kind of cruel, right? Kind of cruel. The other part of this little YouTube video has to do with ghosting. There's some very, very angry people in the world. Okay, there's 8 billion people in the world. 90% of their thoughts each day are negative. Part of those negative thoughts have to do with, ghosting. Ghosting is nothing more than I'm so angry with myself, with everybody close to me, the family, other family members, whoever it happens to be. I'm going to pick you out and make you the scapegoat, and I'm going to make you responsible for, all right, hear this, please hear this. I'm going to make you responsible for all the other fucking bastards out there that have hurt me in my life. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to ghost you. I'm not ever, ever, ever going to talk to you or be near you or talk to you in person or on the internet or anywhere I can possibly be. I will not exist to you. And that's how I'm going to hurt you. Really? Can you guarantee that in writing that you won't ever... I shouldn't say that. That's terrible. I'm supposed to forgive. So anyway, then there's the people that do it online, the people that do it offline, and they're usually family members anyway, because they're probably not really educated, which they're not, the ones I'm thinking about. And so they ghost you. And and they think that's terrible, and it's going to be cumbersome and hurtful and lonely with them doing that. Not. No. My only thing is, can they just fill out, I have a form. I made up a form. And if they could just sign the form, that would assure me that would go on as long as they're alive. I would want to not ever have any contact with them, because they're egocentrical, number one. They're narcissistic personality disordered, which they are. That's a mental health category, and they need treatment for that. It doesn't go away. It's something they need treatment for. So we have a couple different ways that people, through the collective consciousness, affect other people on planet Earth. And it causes much pain and suffering, sickness, ill health, disease, and death. I want you to think about that tonight. There's going to be a little bit of time that you have to get through some anger, thinking, oh, is that me he's talking about? He must be talking about me. Well, I'm probably not talking about you. But since you brought it up, you might want to address it as an issue you may have. But how much of what you think about is positive and healthy? Now, science does say, they've done the research, they say that, 90% of what you think about is negative. So you're a contributing factor to healthy people getting sick. Didn't want to hear that, did you? Okay, well, anyway, God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.